how can I not point to this? Because I've been fuming about it since this morning. Bro, we come off this game, right? A rivalry that's almost kind of birthed itself in between Arsenal and Manchester City. I'm gonna say this right now. Arsenal was robbed in broad daylight. 1,000%. Like it's actually insane when I see low IQ Manchester City fans on the timeline trying to ridicule a 10-man Arsenal for failing to secure 3 points at the Etihad. It almost doesn't even make sense, right? It's almost trolling to the point of delusion, and you're just comfortable with everyone knowing that your football takes are shit. That's what it feels like just reading the timeline the last few hours plus. I can't say this enough. This is an overreaction for me in a good way. I am so damn proud of Arsenal, bro. It's so unfortunate that the Gunners couldn't, walk with all 3 points. But at this point, bro, I understand why Bernardo Silva and Rodri say the dumb shit they say in interviews, right? Like the mentality, right? Mentality this, mentality that. Like I understand how rattled they must be by now, right? 4 games now in a row not beating the Arsenal when you can beat everybody else. Arteta seems to have Manchester City's number through and through, and it gets to them. It gets to their fans, bro. Like, and I know that they're gonna feel like today felt like a win because they exit at the top of the table, but we still have to play this game at the Emirates, and that's with a healthy Martin Odegaard, presumably, right? So, bro, there's so much to love about this team and Arsenal and how they were able to sit back and defend the best team in the world by far. When they're not just playing against the best team in the world, they're also playing against the referee and Michael Oliver, who, by the way, needs to be fucking looked at by somebody, bro. The connections he has to Manchester City's ownership group, the incomprehensible double standards that exist at the Premier League level when being compared to Manchester City. It blows my mind. And I'm not one to make excuses, and I'm not making an excuse. At the end of the day, we drew, and I thought it was a very hard fought point, and we deserved minimum, at least that. But dude, for being a super team, I'll be honest, I'm not scared of this team anymore. I'm really not. There was a time where a lot of us were. I'm not. Like City, bring it on, bro. I'm not afraid of Manchester City. I think they have fantastic players, like the best coach in the world. But today was honestly a pretty weak result from their perspective. I don't think Pep Guardiola will be happy, not just at the referees, but just at how his team performed in general. And I'll be honest, bro, if we're talking about mentality, I feel like seeing them rattled after the game, still trying to start shit with the Arsenal players, it looks soft. It looks baby shit soft. And I would know. I'm a brand new dad when it comes to baby shit soft. So, yeah, man, I don't know. That's my rant for today, but very, very proud of my lads for pulling out that point.
No, it was just, honestly, it was a great result. I think obviously getting a draw at the Etihad is still an impressive feat, especially when you're down a man. I if anything, Man City needs to start looking in like, dang, we can't even beat a 10-man Arsenal without Odegaard, and I think that's also a good thing to an important thing to highlight. But no, I think Arsenal played very well. I mean, Gabby once again back-to-back goals for Gabriel. Scored a goal last week. Now scores another one this week. So it was good. It's good for him and for him. Calafiori.
What a hit, by the way.
Yeah, defenders aren't, like we didn't bring him in to score goals, but it's a bonus. But
Bro, I freaked out. I'm not even gonna lie. When that goal, when it hit, I stood up because I saw the curve and I was like, maybe. And then when it hit post and went in, I ran around the house, bro. I
yeah,
ran around the house.
it was a solid game, great game. I think this is kind of just the theme now when you see Man City and Arsenal. It's just gonna be, like, God, I hope it doesn't end, but at the same time, I kind of want it to end. Just you're going through all the motions throughout those games, and it's great to see that for at least for the rivalry's sake. But yeah, Man City fans need to kind of chill out. I know there's that one bald Man City fan that keeps trying to downplay the Invincibles, and I get it. The Centurion, cool flex, bro. But once again, it's hard to have a perfect season, especially in the quote unquote best league in the world. So I just want to, and Man City fans, be happy about your era. Be happy about it, but just know it was bought. That's all I'm saying. Just
Facts.
understand it. Understand it was bought. There's no shame in saying it's bought. Now you're dealing with now the arms race that is football. But I'm just saying, there's no shame in admitting that the guy you bought yourself your championships. As a Madrista, I could say plenty of times, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. So,
Respect. Hey, no, again, it's not. We're not even saying anything that's down talking City. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't compare that era to this era because back then there was nobody spending. Actually, ever in the history of football, there's nobody's ever spent like this, right? So, or had the ability to even spend like that. So, hey, look, it is what it is.
I mean, 200 mil was like a span of years, not in a day. So,
Yeah, bro. Seriously. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like City, be proud of your team. Not saying you don't, right? But I think every City fan knows deep down, whether you're delusional or not, that this is not what you thought going into this game. You probably thought you were going to win. I'm sure after the Holland goal in the first 10 minutes, you thought you were going to win. And it didn't pan out that way. Because at the end of the day, Arsenal's a title challenger that doesn't have to, you know, break the rules 115 times to be in that race. And so I think it's going to be a really interesting title race this season. I think, in all honesty, this game though, it felt like United Arsenal used to feel. And I think it's heading in that direction where it's chippy. There's going to be plenty to say in the tunnel and even after the game. Bad blood's going to boil over. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the Emirates. We'll find out later this season. But all in all, if you'd have asked me before the game, hey, Jose, are you cool with a 2-2 draw at the Emirates, getting a point without Martin Odegaard? Yes, 1,000% yes. I would have been comfortable with that result. It's a shame how it kind of happened, but at the end of the day, 10-man 2-2 W in my book.